Actor turned politician Ramya is in the midst of a controversy after she praised Pakistan, refuting the defence minister's statement. She said Pakistan is not hell and enjoyed her recent visit to the country. Despite the backlash, Ramya refuses to apologise. The Congress leader said that it was a personal opinion based on her experiences while on a visit in Pakistan, and the criticism that she faces now is unwarranted. The National Conference leader Omar Abdullah says that the lessons learned in Jammu and Kashmir in the year 2010 unrest were unlearnt in 2016. He, however, told India Today that he was willing to hold consultations with the Chief Minister. The BSF, which was taken off counter-insurgency operations in Jammu and Kashmir in 2004, was deployed in Srinagar after a gap of 12 years. BSF were deployed in the commercial hub of Lal Chowk area in Srinagar. As the valley remains tense, normal life has also been badly hit, with locals struggling to get even basic amenities. Now, over 45 days, markets, banks and schools continue to remain shut. India Today has busted the illusion of transparency that many politicians create in national and regional elections. Posing as poll lobbyists, our reporters cracked a dubious ring of small-time politicians setting up dummy candidates to swing results. At a Delhi hotel, the national convener of the UP-based All India Muslim Majlis, Wasi Ahmed, told the SIT he had been fielding puppet candidates in state elections since the year 2002. Our SIT also met Rajesh Bharti, president of the Swarashtra Jan Party. His group from Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh was registered in the year 2011. Bharti also offered a candidate whose primary role would be to cut into the votes of his financiers' opponents. Now, the Election Commission has expressed concern over TV Today's sting operation, but the Election Commission has maintained that Constitution allows small parties to contest elections and that there is nothing wrong that can be done under current laws to stop these small parties from contesting. The flood situation in Uttar Pradesh remains grim. In Allahabad and Varanasi, increased water levels of the Ganga River submerged several settlements, forcing people to remain indoors. In Bihar, hundreds and thousands of people are suffering due to the deluge. Most of the flood-affected people have taken shelter in boats near Patna Collectorate, despite the government's claims that it provided food and shelters to all those affected. In Rajasthan, incessant rain in the southeastern districts have affected normal life. Several bridges have also been submerged in water, bringing road traffic on these roads to a grinding halt. In Madhya Pradesh, torrential rain has lashed western parts even as relief works have gained momentum in areas like Bundelkhand and the Vindhya regions. Amid the unfolding chaos in Madhya Pradesh, the Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan is now facing huge backlash after this picture that you're seeing on your screens of him being lifted by policemen went viral. The Chief Minister is being carried by cops at a submerged location. A court awarded death penalty to Ravi Kapoor and Amit Shukla for kidnapping and killing Jigisha Ghosh in the year 2009, saying that the magnitude and brutality of the crime made it the rarest of a rare case. Rape allegations have rocked Delhi's Jawaharlal Nehru University. 28-year-old student accuses the AISA activist of drugging and then raping her. The alleged rape has sparked a massive uproar on the campus, with rival student unions staging protests. The student accused of rape, Anmol Ratan, has applied for anticipatory bail, fearing arrest. The accused student is currently absconding. Athletes Jesha and Kavita faced the worst form of official apathy while they were in Rio. Officials who were tasked with providing water and glucose drinks to these marathon runners simply vanished, leaving the duo to run without water, and eventually they collapsed at the finishing line. Well, defying all odds, an 11-year-old football prodigy from a slum in Bhubaneswar is all set to train with experts at Germany's iconic soccer club Bayern Munich. Chandan Naik has been an avid soccer player since the early days of his life. A woman who came in front of a train in an alleged suicide bid survived miraculously. The incident was caught on CCTV, and the woman can be seen walking on the platform and lying down on the track as the train moved. United Nations has virtually confirmed India's stand that terrorist Dawood Ibrahim does live in Pakistan. A panel set up by the UN Security Council's Al-Qaeda Sanctions Committee verified the 9 addresses in the dossier submitted by India and found 6 of them to be true. NSG Chief R.C. Dayal says an IED was recently found inside the DRDO building. He further added no agency could detect it and therefore the NSG was called in. This is the first time such information has been given out. Clearly, it was kept under wraps until now. In what appears to be an attempt by the government to discourage online piracy, if you try to visit blocked URLs and view the information, you just might get a 3-year jail sentence as well as a fine of 3 lakh rupees. A constable killed by his 2 colleagues in police lines in Bulandshahr district. The constable was shot himself in the head after opening fire at his colleagues. 2 policemen were also killed. Authorities in Madhya Pradesh rescued a 12-feet crocodile from a farmhouse. The reptile was washed away by floods and a snake expert was called in to capture the crocodile. An 8-year-old girl was abducted and allegedly raped by 3 youths in East Delhi's Mandavali area. The minor girl is now in hospital and she is recovering. 3 of the accused have been arrested. The first day of the Delhi Assembly saw heated exchanges with the Aam Aadmi Party alleging a nexus between the centre and the Chinese manja mafia behind the import of the glass and metal-coated thread that recently claimed 3 lives in the national capital. According to the 3 civic corporations, dengue cases have risen to 311 and 20 cases of chikungunya have also been recorded in the national capital this season. Delhi Water Minister Kapil Mishra has written to the Union Home Minister demanding action against fake social media accounts impersonating him and trying to incite communal and caste-based tension. A woman was thrown from the 2nd floor balcony in East Delhi by her husband after she reportedly woke him up for dinner. The man's grandchild spilled the beans to the police. 2 fresh petitions were filed in the Supreme Court challenging the Bombay High Court order upholding the ban on beef imposed by the Maharashtra government through an enactment. Police have filed an FIR against unknown persons after a Mumbai executive was harassed by an auto driver over carrying a bag which was allegedly made of cow leather. Terming RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat's comments on declining Hindu population as outdated, the Shiv Sena says that if progressive Hindu communities followed his diktat, there would be unemployment in the country. The Anti-Corruption Bureau, which is probing the disproportionate asset case against NCP leader Chhagan Bhujbal, raided his farmhouse in Pune. The ACB had a team of surveyors accompanying them to evaluate his property. Police have arrested a man from suburban Kandivali after his 28-year-old wife and his 6-year-old daughter were found dead in their apartment. The police suspect that the man killed the duo as he had an extramarital affair. At least 14 people were killed and several injured as the bus that they were travelling in fell into a canal in Telangana. This bus was travelling from Hyderabad to Kakinada city in Andhra Pradesh. Telangana will have 17 more districts as the government took the first step of reorganization of districts. The state, which came into being in the year 2014, currently has 10 districts, including the state capital, Hyderabad. The Air Intelligence Unit or the AIU officers say that they had taken a woman passenger from Hyderabad who was travelling from Dubai to New Delhi into custody after they recovered gold bars worth over 64 lakh rupees from her possession. The Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has announced that the state government would be making exclusive sports policy to develop several sports persons like PV Sindhu. Megastar Chiranjeevi, who turned 61, was presented with a special teaser from makers of his upcoming film as a birthday gift. The video introduces viewers to the technical team of the film. Under attack over the Amnesty International row, Karnataka Home Minister G. Parameshwara has now taken a U-turn. The minister says that he had not given a clean chit to the rights advocacy group. The anti-encroachment drive of the BBMP has hit a roadblock in North Bengaluru when some residents raised objections to the maps being used to identify and carry out the demolitions. As the drive against encroachment of stormwater drains gathers pace, there has been a spike in demand for surveyors. The authorities are finding it rather difficult to meet that demand. Supreme Court has asked a petitioner to prove his bona fide for filing a plea challenging a Karnataka High Court order quashing the order sanctioning prosecution of the former Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa in a denotification of land case. BJP leader B.S. Yediyurappa will be meeting ABVP leaders to lend his support to their ongoing protests against the Amnesty International in the sedition row. Madras High Court, which heard DMK's petition, has clearly stated that the suspension of 79 DMK MLAs for a week cannot be stayed. The High Court also issued a notice to the Assembly Speaker seeking an explanation. Meanwhile, the Chief Minister Jayalalitha threw a challenge to the DMK President Karunanidhi to have the quote-unquote guts to attend the Assembly session and participate in the deliberations. Opposition party leader, meanwhile, M.K. Stalin decided not to conduct any form of protest in the Assembly as security forces were deployed along with many other restrictions around the Secretariat building. Superstar Rajinikanth tweeted in Tamil congratulating Kamal Haasan for receiving the Chevalier Award. He said, "I congratulate Kamal Haasan for receiving the award." Superstar Rajinikanth, who is currently taking rest after the release of his film Khabare, rarely sees any guests. But the superstar invited this woman fan who created a dub mash video of the famous Khabare dialogue. Kerala Chief Minister held a crucial meeting with local self-government and health officials to discuss the stray dog menace in the state. The government has decided to implement an effective animal birth control program in the state. The State Congress President V.M. Sudhiran says Prime Minister took a harmful decision for NRIs by stopping the NII welfare scheme. He says that the Prime Minister must show the same interest in NRI welfare that he shows during his foreign trips. Meanwhile, the Finance Minister Thomas Isaac says that the state will gain heavily from GST. He says development of basic facilities for the implementation of GST in the state has already begun. A man who set himself ablaze on the Netravati Express on the 16th of April passed away at a private hospital. His action had created panic among passengers after the train bogie caught fire in Kayamkulam. Over 10,000 Muslim pilgrims set out from southern Kerala province for the annual Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca Medina. Kerala Chief Minister says Hajj is a world peace conference. Gold and silver ornaments and cash worth 2.5 lakhs were looted from a Kali temple in Howrah. The robbers were caught stealing on camera, but no conclusive pictures have emerged. Disturbed over the alleged harassment of the railway police, thousands of authorized hawkers in Bardhaman have lodged a formal complaint with the authorities. Union Minister for Small Enterprises Kalraj Mishra visited Hooghly and paid homage to the revolutionary Jai Krishna Mukherjee as part of BJP's Tiranga Yatra. Locals in South 24 Parganas blocked the National Highway 117 for 1 hour, demanding proper roads. Traffic was disrupted for more than 14 hours on the National Highway due to landslides following a heavy day of rainfall. Incessant rain has made it quite tough to clear the debris. An Israeli aircraft carried out multiple airstrikes on Gaza in at least 30 different sites. 2 people suffered minor injuries as well. The police in Iraq detained an 11-year-old boy near the Shiite mosque in Kirkuk city after removing a suicide vest from him. Footage of 2 policemen holding the shirtless boy while a third officer stripped the explosive belt off his body went viral. Libyan forces renewed their push to oust Islamic State from its former North African stronghold of Sirte. The forces say that they had seized the city's main mosque and a jail run by the militants' police. French fighter jets launched an airstrike destroying an Islamic State heavy weapons storage and maintenance center in Syria's Raqqa. And the operation was even carried out by 4 Rafale and 4 Mirage 2000 fighter jets. Iraq says it has handed 36 militants sentenced to death over the mass killing of hundreds of mainly Shiite soldiers at a camp north of Baghdad 2 years ago. The Philippines has recorded about 1,800 drug-related killings since President Rodrigo took office 7 weeks ago and launched a war on narcotics. The toll is far higher than previously believed. Chinese official Shah Lian reiterated the One China principle as a condition for continuing peaceful development of cross-strait relations after arriving in Taipei for a forum where he faced protests. North Korea has condemned the United States. South Korea's joint exercises with the US threatening a preemptive nuclear strike. The US and South Korea kicked off their annual military exercises, prompting warnings of retaliation. Record-breaking rainfall caused flash floods in Texas over the weekend, leaving the South Texas city to clean up the damage. The high water swept through streets and across bridges, impeding traffic. Thousands gathered in Mexico City to play Pokemon Go and celebrate the worldwide app phenomena. In fact, Mexicans of all ages, some in costumes as well, descended on the park early in the day. Firefighters were battling a wildfire in Washington as their efforts were amplified by water-dropping airplanes and helicopters. The fire has even threatened dozens of homes and has even burned at least 5 structures, including 2 houses. Heavy rain drenched the Japanese capital as Typhoon Mindule swept in, bringing floods that suspended train services and high winds that forced airlines to cancel 100 flights. A man was detained by the police after a car chase through California's Buena Park, and the police say that the man was suspected of stealing a Honda CR-V car and that he also carried a weapon with him. After a scheduled vacation on the island of Martha Vineyards in Massachusetts, the US President Barack Obama and his family have finally returned to Washington. Japanese monks competed based on their inner beauty at a funeral expo to compete in the 2nd annual Most Handsome Monk contest. A day after a grand welcome in Hyderabad, today PV Sindhu and her coach Pullela Gopichand were honoured in Vijayawada in Andhra Pradesh. Sindhu and her coach basked in the glory on top of an open bus ride through the city as well. PV Sindhu's felicitation turned sour for a moment when the Telangana Deputy Chief Minister insulted Gopichand, saying that the state will provide Sindhu with a better coach. Deepa Karmarkar also reached her hometown Agartala to a rousing welcome. The ace gymnast and her coach rode an open motorcade in the city, acknowledging the blessings from her fans. An unprecedented 4 athletes have now been awarded the Khel Ratna for the current calendar year. Olympic medalist PV Sindhu and Sakshi Malik, along with Deepa Karmarkar and Jeetu Rai, will all be getting a Khel Ratna on the 29th of August. Meanwhile, 15 athletes have also been conferred the Anjuna Award for 2016. Notable inclusions are Ajinkya Rahane, Vinesh Fogart, VR Raghunath and Lalita Babbar. The Maharashtra government has offered a government job to the steeplechase athlete Lalita Babbar. In fact, the Indian athlete became the first Indian after PT Usha to reach a track final at the Olympics. 9-time Olympic gold medalist Usain Bolt is now in the news. Once again, that's because of a picture along with a 20-year-old that has gone viral, with whom he is seen celebrating his for cricket in India. Or the BCCI is all set to hand its annual general meeting on the 21st of September. The BCCI president confirmed that the annual general meeting will be held in Mumbai. Actor Kareena Kapoor Khan, who is expecting her first child with Saif Ali Khan, says that she won't camouflage her pregnancy on screen for any of her roles. The mom-to-be says her pregnancy does not affect her hectic work schedule. Filmmaker Ashutosh Gwarikar's film Mohenjo-daro, that stars Hrithik Roshan, has now grossed 102.82 crore rupees worldwide in 10 days. The film also marks the debut of Pooja Hegde. Actor Sushant Singh Rajput has also ended up with an injury while he was shooting for the last schedule of his upcoming film Rabta. The actor was performing a daring stunt when a ligament in his right knee tore. Superstar Shah Rukh Khan, who is currently shooting for filmmaker Imtiaz Ali's The Ring in Prague, has shared with his fans some glimpses from the film set. Actor Vivek Oberoi will be trained by Hollywood star Daniel Craig's trainer Anthony Pecora for 2 projects, a web series titled Khel and Ram Gopal Verma's Rai.